This is the Defcon warning system. Alert status for 1 p.m., Thursday, September 1st, 2011. Condition green, Defcon 5. Condition green, Defcon 5. Condition green, Defcon 5. There are currently no imminent nuclear threats against the United States at this time. The United States will no longer deport illegal aliens, unless they have been convicted of additional crimes. This allows undocumented agents to enter and remain in the country, until they are ready to strike. Coupled with little border enforcement, the U.S. is considered to be extremely vulnerable to preemptive attacks. In offensive news, a hypersonic glider, capable of reaching anywhere in the world in an hour, has failed a recent test in the United States, with the loss of the vehicle. The United States, owing to pressure from China, has refused sale of F-16 fighters to Taiwan. While Taiwan plans to develop a long-range missile to use against China's coast in the event of war. It has also known that China is developing multi-warhead mobile nuclear missiles manufactured and protected by a system of underground tunnels over 3,000 miles in length. China is also working on high-speed anti-missile interceptors, while at the same time denouncing U.S. anti-missile defense. Work also continues in China on anti-satellite weapons. Pakistan has also given China access to a U.S. stealth helicopter used recently during the Bin Laden raid, including taking samples of skin which repels radar. After a string of setbacks, Russia has successfully test-fired a Bulova intercontinental ballistic missile, with more tests later this year, including the possibility of multiple simultaneous launches. Russia, with U.S. agreement, plans to freeze sanctions against Iran, as, according to Russia, Iran has satisfactorily answered international nuclear watchdogs' questions and concerns, while at the same time Russia is putting forward plans to build more nuclear plants in Iran. However, an Iranian lawmaker has stated that Iran's current nuclear plant will face another delay. In the meantime, Iran has begun production of carbon fiber, a material under embargo because of its use in nuclear programs, while Iran is planning to fund a military base on the Syrian coast to allow weapons transfer between countries. Intelligence reports that Iran is planning an attack against the U.S. electrical grid, which is hooked to vulnerable internet portals. Likely to be utilized during a hot war, nevertheless a number of stealth attacks will be launched, as are currently occurring by China and North Korea. Israel has set up a cyber command to wage cyber warfare against Iran, and that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu states that Israel must become a superpower. However, Israel has not clarified what it means by that statement. Of interest is that both Iran and Israel have sent warships to the same area in the Red Sea, and that North Korea has agreed to a gas export pipeline to South Korea, as well as an unconditional return to nuclear talks. The Defcon warning system is watching development on both these issues. The Defcon warning system is a private enterprise which monitors world events and assesses nuclear threats against the United States by national entities. It does not evaluate individual terrorist threats and does not report on them, except in cases of hard intelligence. The public should make their own evaluations and not rely on the Defcon warning system for any strategic planning. At all times, citizens are urged to learn what steps to take in the event of a nuclear attack. If this had been an actual attack, the Defcon warning system will give radiation readings for areas that are reported to it. Your readings will vary. This system serves the Kettle Falls area of northeast Washington. Official news sources will have radiation readings for your area. For immediate updates, go to www.defconwarningsystem.com. Breaking news and important information can be found on the Defcon warning system message board and on the Defcon Twitter feed Defcon WS. You may also subscribe to the YouTube channel Defcon Warning System. Note that Twitter and YouTube updates may be subject to delays. The next scheduled update is 1 p.m. Pacific Time, October 2, 2011. Additional updates will be made as the situation warrants, with more frequent updates at higher alert levels. This concludes this broadcast of the Defcon Warning System.